Hey guys, want to welcome you to another live edition of Halftime Chat with myself, Namdi. And I would also say that this time difference. So here in the UK, it is 10 o'clock at night. I know in the US, with you guys are still an hour ahead onto this weekend. But tonight I've got another special guest, uh, an artist coming out from the West Coast. Her name is Miss Crystal Starr, and it's going to be great talking to her about her career, her music, and especially one of the fascinating things about speaking to artists who are putting out music today is that they're up against things when it comes to getting the music out there. So it's always going to be great to speak to Crystal and be able to find out how she's doing things, but also be able to find out about her music so that we can make sure that we're supporting it as well. So I'm going to bring Crystal in, and guys, keep using the chat as well. Hi, Crystal. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We appreciate that you joined in. As I mentioned, I didn't realize that we didn't switch our clocks forward back at the same time. So yes, but anyway, thanks for reschedule the times and stuff. But
No.
yes, yeah. So I was just introducing you um, as an artist who, and we're going to probably get into the kind of genre of your music, which would be great to understand and see. But with all my guests, I always like to find out where they're sort of born and raised. It gives us, because we have an international audience, gives us a sense of a geography of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Go Dodgers. They just won the World Series yesterday. So I am here in LA, but born in a little town in called La Puente, California.
Wow.
And yeah, from Los Angeles, born and raised.
Okay, okay. I did see a video of you singing the national anthem as a Dodgers game. Was that recently?
Yes, that was recently, about a month ago.
Mhm.
I was asked to sing at the Dodgers game, and that was an amazing experience. And especially now that they've won the World Series, that was just incredible.
My goodness.
Incredible.
I think for those of us who aren't American, I guess the what's it like singing the national anthem at a game, because it feels as if it's part and parcel of every game. They need to sing it, but what's it like actually? Because we've seen some amazing songs, Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye, and then we've seen some not so great ones. So how do you balance when you're being invited to sing a national anthem at a sports game to make sure that you balance it right?
Well, I think that when you make it about yourself, it becomes something different. And when you remember what you're singing for and um, the heaviness or the greatness of what your country is and what it means to you, you allow yourself to fall back and you allow the emotion to move forward. And I think that that's really the most important. But at the same time, it's nerve wracking. I think a lot of people, mostly, I think what's nerve wracking is the fact that you can forget the words or say the wrong words. And
Wow.
so, I've been singing this song since I was a kid, but when it's, you're being presented in front of 60,000 people, you better not forget the lyrics. And
Yeah,
so at
yeah.
that moment, you're like, oh my goodness, am I saying the right words? You always second guess yourself. But I think as long as you just close your eyes and you just go with what you know and let your muscle memory go, everything always turns out okay. And then also removing yourself, like I said, removing yourself from like, I have to do good, I have to sound amazing. And just trust your instinct and trust your feeling for what you're singing for. That's the most important.
Is it ever a temptation to try and make a memorable performance that is, and that you're changing it, that actually it can then become overcomplicated, and even the players are like, okay, what's going on here?
Hmm. Yeah, you definitely don't want to just, I mean, you want to sing it just if the way that it was written was just great, then what's the problem with keeping it that way? I think it's
Yeah.
just an amazing song to an amazing country and that you belong to. I mean, and whether you're in this country or another country, your country means a lot to you, and your people mean a lot to you, and so you're representing that at that moment.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
were you is Crystal Star your birth name, or is it what? Yeah.
Yes, my Crystal Star is my real name.
Wow.
I
Okay.
was named by my parents. They both fight about it. I've actually been to the BBC London, actually, with both BBC One in London, and my parents actually came on air and were arguing about I named her. No, I named her, and
Oh,
they
Lord.
always say I don't know, but my it means my last name is Knighton, so it means the stars at nighttime are crystals. So
Wow.
uh, that's how they named me. Hmm.
Oh, wow. So,
That's right.
yeah, I mean, such a nice name. So, growing up, did it? How did that impact you having such a name? From other kids, and even your thought about yourself.
I actually never even thought about my name like that until I was 13 years old, and a friend of mine who I'd been friends for years with thought my name was fake. And I go, I don't understand why you thought my name was fake or why I would name myself something else. Like just going around like, yeah, I'm Crystal Starr. I didn't think of anything out of that. My we just don't think about stuff like that in my family. We're a very regular family who loves the Lord, and we put Him first before everything. So to think of ourselves as mightier than whatever, I mean, I just didn't think about it. But my family did call me Starship. They called me Boo Boos, and for my birthday, actually, you'll see on my wall, my husband got me to sign as a Starship right
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
I'm in my studio right now. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I didn't think of anything of my name being anything else. I think other people were the people that made me realize that it was anything. So yeah, to me, I'm just Chris and my family, but mm.
When did the singing start?
I've always sung. I've sung as a kid. My mom said I would be singing in the showers all the time, performing all the time. And yeah, I always knew, I guess, that I would be a singer. I didn't. My mom thought I was gonna be a gospel singer. Always sing at church and stuff. At like the age of 3, I started singing, and professionally, I started about the age of 16, I believe. And my very first gig was with my godfather, Howard McCrary. Had hired me to sing with a singer, uh, Jessica Simpson. She was a singer a while ago, and so I did my very first show gig was, I think, at the age of 16 or 14, one of the two, on the Disney Channel.
Wow. When
Hmm.
you said you were always going to be a singer, I mean, was it when you're singing in church? Are you singing almost like, hopefully, I can use this as a pathway, or was it just part of regular Sunday? You go to church, you sing, or did you think about career? So this would be a good way to rehearse.
I didn't. No, and think when you're just doing praise and worship, or you're singing at church, you're you're praising God and you're using your gift for Him. And so I never really thought like, oh, this is a good practice or anything like that. I didn't have any preconceived things about that. But I think at the age of 13, I had a conversation with my godfather. His name is Howard McCrary, and he's well known in the industry. He's a jazz singer, worked with
Okay.
Michael Jackson and all that kind of stuff. He kind of instilled in me that I can do this, and yeah, gave me the confidence to really go out there, because I was a very, very, very shy kid. I'm still shy to a point, um, but yeah, he was the ones that said you can do this. And I think when you're destined for something, you don't sit around and say, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to, you just know it. It's inside of you. Just something that naturally happens.
What about was that something your parents were fine with? Like at that young age, thinking, well, I want to be a singer.
Yeah, my dad actually encouraged me. My dad used to be a singer for Jackie Wilson. He's a singer with Jackie Wilson.
Wow.
And he really encouraged me as a kid to pursue it. And he used to tour, and that's what actually brought him out to California. Um, and yeah, he just encouraged me that I can do it. And I think it was with my parents' support and my family, my sisters, and all that kind of thing. Just being very supportive. It was never anything that was a negative thing in our family. It was just do what you love and do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, and then so when you started, did you have people that you looked at who were singers during the time when you were coming out to think, okay, these are people that I really admire and maybe model my style after?
I wouldn't say I've modeled my style after anybody, but I did look up to like Tina Turner and Whitney Houston and those kind of singers, and I just really loved them and their music and stuff. And Madonna, we used to dance in the house all the time to those kind of artists and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as stylizing myself after anybody, no. Um, it took a while for me to really recognize who I was as an artist. And just this new record is really, I mean, this is my third um, album, or you would say, or something like that. And it's just been an amazing journey, just, finding yourself as an artist and being artistically free to make music that you really love and that hopefully other people would love too. So it's been a great thing because I've gotten great feedback from people saying that they're really enjoying the music, which makes me really happy because I enjoy it, and I would hope that anybody else would enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Because my goal is to really bring joy to people. We're in a really lost and sad place right now, I think, as a people. So my only concern is just to bring joy and love to people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's definitely the power of music, and especially if you mention that your roots were sort of gospel. Um, was it an easy decision to not go down that direction and actually go not in a secular but a more wider type of range of music?
Yeah, I believe that it's that's a really important. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that question before, so that's really interesting. I think that um, it's God is within you, and as long as you're, um, you showing who He is and within you and how He saved you, that's the most important thing. And I don't have to say certain things in order for them to see that He's within me, because I'll freely, share with anybody how He saved me in my life and stuff. Um and joy, I think, at the end of the day, is one of the greatest things, and if I can spread the gospel through joy, then that's my purpose in life.
Yeah, it seems that tends to seem to be a battle within the church because there's a sense of, well, if you're Christian, you need to be singing this and
Mhm.
stuff, and especially within the music industry. But you mentioned that your family were fine and saying, look, just go the direction that you felt comfortable with,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
then yeah.
absolutely. They've never like condemned me or anything like that. And I think that's important for anybody to go your route. And that doesn't mean that I'm not still singing for the Lord. I obviously I say, do praise worship at my house all the time, or like if I'm at church, I'll do the same thing. He's definitely within my life. So yeah, I think it's really important to be supportive of those. And as long as you're not doing crazy stuff and, uh, uh making a bad name for your family and stuff like that, then I think you're okay. And making sure that you're not. I'm telling stories. I'm telling stories of things that my friends have been through. I'm writing music about things that I've been through, and it's life. I'm writing things about life, and um, at the end of the day, I think that that's important because life happens. And how are we going to overcome and achieve the things that we need to in order to help another generation go through the things that they're going through as well.
The argument I would always ask is that if you were a teacher, would you have to only teach in Sunday school, or are you able to be a role model in public school as a Christian, and when you ask those questions, the church kind of goes quiet and stuff because there tends to be a lot of pressure if you've grown up in a church and then you come out and you're not singing gospel. Then they start to say why, but then to be able to reach and be a role model to others in an industry that can be challenging, that is probably much more challenging. But definitely they don't see it that way. When
I
you
mean,
what's
Jesus
Yeah,
didn't Jesus just didn't preach to believers. He went to the leopard. He went
yeah,
into the city. And I think that that's what we have to remember as a community, as a Christian or as anything like that, is that you must remember that we're human,
mm,
um and if you're only teaching to those who know him, then how are we spreading the gospel, you know?
yeah. What about your writing then? So if you're how do you manage writing your songs to sort of balance a message that doesn't necessarily seem as obvious, but can to the person listening, but actually has something deeper behind it?
Um, like I said, like I mentioned, the Lord is within me, and so any story that is going to come out, it's going to come out with Him in it, and how I achieve things. So yeah, like I don't sit there and say, how am I going to tell this story or how am I going to do this? I just write it, and it comes.
Mm,
There was a song that I wrote called "She" that it's done really well, and it's touched a lot of people. And that song literally was penned by God. Got it in 5 minutes, and a few
wow.
years ago, and it's been really an impactful song for a lot of women. And it's not like it's a song that really thanks women like my grandma and my mom, and really, like it pays tribute to them, to people that are like your grandmother and your mother and things like that, without bashing anyone else, like men
Yeah,
or anything like that. So.
yeah. The
Mhm.
When you first started, was there ever the ambition like, oh, I need to get signed and get to a major label and go that direction, or how what was the direction you had?
I literally just talked about this to my manager today. Um, I actually have never been signed, and I never really had the desire to be signed. I don't know
Wow.
why, but I just didn't. And I was literally just talking to my manager today, and I said, I think the reason why God really saved me from a lot of things, as you see what's going on with the industry right now,
Mm,
um, is that there's a lot of control that happens, artistic control, as
mm,
well as personal control. And it's like when you borrow $1 from somebody, you owe that person $1, or you have to do what they say in order to make that money back.
yeah.
And so I never really had a desire to do that. But it's funny how now we're in an industry now where the artist is in control. And I've always had a vision of what I wanted to be as an artist. And I've been blessed enough to have the freedom to achieve those things without, and to learn myself without somebody else telling me what I should be, because it's already confusing trying to figure out who you are, and growing up and say, am I this or am I that, or without putting myself in a box. And that's definitely not who I am as a person. I try not to put myself in a box. And so I don't call myself an R&B singer or a pop singer. I'm just a singer, and a singer that likes to tell stories. And um, so yeah, I definitely I think that that's the reason why, um, that I've been protected from a lot of the stuff that could have happened or whatever. And definitely not controllable, I would say. I've been able to really achieve a lot of things by learning the ropes on my own and having my family surround me. And I've achieved things like music videos and all that kind of stuff by learning how to do it myself, um and making fun out of it. We have so much fun when we're doing the projects. So.
But I guess it's fascinating to hear because I guess the what happens with the modern artist is like, okay, I want to sing. How to get sing to sing? I need to get signed so they can get my music in front of everyone without understanding the costs you pay in when you get signed.
Hmm.
The fact that you don't make any money, they take all ownership, and then they actually say we need to model you in this direction, even if it's contrary to how you feel. But this is how we can make money. It
Hmm.
becomes like a business. So it is really strange to hear that actually when you came up, that became you didn't even think I need to get signed to Epic or Warner Brothers and stuff. Because how did you think? I mean, today's different. Any artist coming out to now would think, do I really need a label? I can do it myself. But when you came out, that wasn't necessarily the avenue. How were you thinking
Hmm.
about getting your stuff out there and getting heard?
I just wanted to sing.
Wow.
So however I could do it, I just did it. And whether going to jam sessions, whether going to this, and then from there going to school and learning things. I wanted to be a musician. I did my one of my first gigs was singing background for Hathaway and some of musicians, and I saw the way that she really conducted herself within musician and know exactly what she was saying. And that's one of my first goals was like, I want to know what I'm saying when I'm talking to other musicians. I don't want to just show up into a room and be like, okay, just play this, and me not knowing what I was talking about. So went to school for music and became a musician,
Wow.
and then learned other people and started singing, just singing everywhere. And then opportunities just came to me, and then started writing music. I didn't necessarily love writing music in the very beginning. I was forced into it by my one of my first producers, Fight Ren and uh, John Mitchell, who have amazing hits and stuff like that.
Mm.
Um, Forced me into a room and say, "You're gonna when I come back here in an hour, you're gonna have a song written." And so it was hard knocks back then. And then so yeah, it was things like that. But opportunity will come to those who work hard for it. So that's basically all I knew. And that's why I said that when you're born to do something, it just will happen. And you don't have to force it to happen. You have to be content in all things.
So when you
And the process that God has for you. Mhm.
so in the video, don't waste the night.
Don't waste it.
Is that you playing all the instruments, or was it? Because I was like, is she really playing it, or was it just like you kind of just pretending to play? Because then that's what.
I wish I could play. Actually, I did produce the track along with one of my other co-producers named Biscuit and Butter. But I did not live. I did not play. I do not know how to play a key. I do not know how to play the drums at all.
Okay, that one looked like you
But
didn't do
no,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, it looked as if you like
no,
didn't do
no,
it. Yeah, but which of the instruments
yeah,
did you play really?
right, exactly. But I do play keyboards a little bit,
Okay,
so I wasn't all the way off of it, but yeah, just for the
okay.
video.
Yeah, who was the video that you sort of modeled that after? I can't remember his name from the 80s. Do you remember the
Oh God,
video?
now that you said it, um, Robert Palmer, I believe his name is.
Yeah, okay. I know yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Uh,
Might as well face it, we're addicted to love.
yes,
That's
yes,
all.
yes, yes. How come we didn't see the
Hmm.
face of Mr. Robotic?
Ah!
I was like,
Oh God, that's so funny. Nobody's ever asked me that question.
okay.
So, Mr. Robotic wasn't able to make it to the shoot.
Ah,
So
okay.
I didn't know what I was gonna do in that at the shoot. Like, I don't know if you've read any of the press stuff, but me and my family actually filmed this ourselves. I
Wow.
have a camera. My husband has a drone, and so my cousin is a makeup artist and hairstylist, and so
Wow.
she was there, and I was like, "Can you hold this camera and do not showing her how to make moves?" And while I'm filming, I'm like yelling at her, "Okay, go left, go right." So
Wow.
when we're doing all this, we come to the part where Mr. Robotic is supposed to be rapping, and I didn't have him. So my husband goes, "Well, if you give me He's like, I didn't bring anything, a shirt or anything. And my best friend throws off the shirt, gives it to him, and my husband jumps in and just turns around and just starts pretending like he's rapping. So that's actually my husband that you see in the music video.
Okay, okay. I was thinking,
You
wow,
got to
this.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah, goodness. I was thinking that is it one of those very sort of hide his identity type of like Daft Punk or so. So I didn't realize. Well, I was like, why does he hide his face and stuff? But okay, okay.
Yep,
Now we know.
that's the exact reason why.
Now we know.
That's the exact
Actually,
reason why.
yes, that was it was definitely really good. It's strange, but I like the acoustic version that you did.
Oh, thank you.
You added the Stevie Wonder
All I do.
knocking off my feet.
All I do
Oh, is
is
that all
think
I do?
about you.
Okay, yes,
Hmm.
yes. So that was mixed into
Yeah.
that, um, and there's something about stripping back the music and and where we get to hear the beauty of the song, the melody, and your voice when it's not too loud. I mean, not to say that the original, I like the original and stuff, but it just seems like a completely different song, and you can embrace it in a different way,
Hmm.
and you just wonder why many artists don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Um, how are your shows then? Would your shows be more of the video version or the acoustic?
So my shows are very much like the video version and very high
Okay.
energy and stuff like that. But it just depends on what show it is. So if it's like something that they're requiring me to do something acoustically, then yes, then I do something like that, more acoustic, more acoustic driven. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I have to go get a charger because my phone is dying. But,
Okay. 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 It's fine.
but
It's
yes,
fine.
it's more aimed towards the high energy type of thing.
Wow. And that was the other part I wanted to find out because um it is it you know your music, the I mean not the acoustic version but just the general music seems a lot in the UK and Europe, that type of I won't call it maybe pop popular music, and
Hmm.
which is something you'd hear it on radio here in the UK, but I don't know how widespread the music, that type of the music that you kind of sing is in the US, and how hard is
Uh-huh.
it to really find an audience?
Well, I will say this. I think Tina Turner was popular here. She had a niche here, but not
Mm,
super stardom. And Tina Turner in Europe was a megastar. She speaks
yeah,
about it all the time. I
yeah.
think what happens here is that, and I'm from Los Angeles. So
Mm,
what happens here is people are spoiled with talent here and
mm,
with music. And you don't really appreciate what you have when it's right in front of you. And I think that, not saying that the UK doesn't or Europe doesn't have that kind of talent. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that you're appreciated in other areas and other places. And I think that Europe just has a different type of ear. I would say. I think
mm.
that's the best way of putting it. You guys have a different type of ear, and I've always been appreciated over there a lot, which has been really awesome and great. I've been grateful for. One of my best
Yeah.
friends is from Leeds.
Okay. Can you understand
Yeah.
the accent?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I get that with a lot of artists who come from the US, and they say it's we don't get a lot of love in the US, and they always want to come out here to Europe. And I do wonder if it's because you have so many artists and like so much going on that it's easy to just be picky.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's even in your own land. I mean, I'm from, like I said, I'm from Los Angeles, and so when I'm here, your shows do well. They do really well. But when you go out, like when I go to Memphis and in New York and Detroit, and it's like, whoa, there's something different and that kind of thing. So I think it's basically when you're different. Period. People are always like, "What's that?" They pay attention more when you're different.
How much work does it take to be an independent artist?
All the work. You have to know. You have to know how to do everything. And I always tell everybody this. You know, never expect anybody to do what is meant for you to do. If you can do it, then do it. And if you can get a team that can do it better than you, then that's fantastic. But everything is expected. You're not what independent artist doesn't mean just music. It's 99% business. Everything is business. And if you're not caught up on your business, and business is not just like holding meetings and doing this. It's in the sense of knowing how to create social media platform forums. It's schooling yourself on that. It's schooling yourself on how to create quality content rather than just pictures that are from a cell phone. Yes, you can do it that way, but you also have to have the quality of them because um, people know bad from good, if that makes any sense. And so
Mm.
you have to just basically know everything, like I mentioned before, doing my own music videos, but also learning how to do them to make them look like they're $20,000 videos, or at least close to it. um, because not everybody can afford it. And if you can't afford it, that's not an excuse to not do it. Learn it yourself, buy the equipment, and do it. Um, but it's everything. I think that it's really important for independent artists to school themselves on just everything and to know how to do those things in excellence,
Sounds like a
including your music.
It sounds like a lot to be able to focus on your creative talent and all that other stuff.
Hmm. It's a lot. You have to love what you do and love it more than anybody else and believe in it.
Uh, uh, love what you do, but not love the music more than say your husband. But you mean be passionate
Oh
about it?
yeah,
But okay.
exactly. You have to be willing to die to whatever that you love. Like meaning that not die, like I'll do anything to get it. Meaning, you're content, like contentment is I guess the best word. You have to be content. Um and just like I said, not love it more than and not idolize it. Um but just do it, have a passion for it, have fun with it, and then leave it at the end of the day.
I guess the question then becomes, what is the? I mean, because I think the fact that you started off by saying that you love this stuff and this is what you were born to do and everything. I guess the question then becomes, is the business side. How does an artist today balance the business of making music and shows and everything, to make sure that actually I can make a living out of that?
Um, I think organizing your schedule, um, and having a way. Like I perform a lot. Matter of fact, I'm going to Miami tomorrow. I have a show on Saturday.
Wow.
But prioritizing things, prioritizing. This month I'm going to focus on this every day. Next month I'm going to focus on this every day. Um, and in between, making sure that you're taking care of your family or your home with your work. So just because you work a regular job, there's a lot of people out here who are actors and who work 9 to 5 as waitresses out here. But you have to take care of your home. But finding a way within your career, there's multiple ways that a singer can just sing and make money. You can do classical work. If that's what you do, you can do sing in choirs, you can sing in corporate world, you can, while you're trying to maintain your career, there's multiple ways to feed into your own career while still working in your career. And I think a lot of people think that music is just one dimensional, creating records and that's all. No, there's so many different ways. Like I said, there's corporate, you can do corporate work. You can do record session singers. So there's multiple ways to create an income um, while you're pursuing your career as an artist.
Can you talk about Little Voices?
Yeah. Um, Little Voices is my heart. I started that in 2011 after getting off of Broadway in the sense of just wanting to do something for children in foster care. And the only way that I knew how to do it was by using my gift, which is singing. And
Mm.
so me and a friend put on my very first concert, which was called the Crystal Starr Christmas. And we hosted 300 children in foster care for Christmas with a 17-piece all-women orchestra, Santa Claus, two choirs, marching band, five celebrity performers, all for Christmas to create a Christmas show surrounding these children who don't necessarily have a family during these times. And so we wanted to be that family for those people, for those kids. And so it's developed from us having concerts for just 300 kids until recently, impacting over 1 million children in foster care globally. Um, we do concerts called She Sessions, which is dedicated to all little girls and teenagers who have been in the foster care system, who is in the foster care system. And it's dedicated to them. And we just come and put on a show for them and they love it. It's pretty awesome. And so just representing these children. And we've developed into the nonprofit that it is now. And yeah, that's what it is. Something close to my heart.
Then how do you balance that singing and everything else? That seems like a lot.
There's a lot of things that you can do within a day. There's 24 hours in a day. How many minutes are you going to dedicate to each thing?
Goodness. So your new album. So it's too late. Your current single.
Don't Waste the Night is my current single. Um, and it is Too Late was released about a month and a half prior to that.
Okay.
And Don't Waste the Night has been something, both of those singles have been really great this past year. We're also, I just signed with another, um, my label has now partnered with another label and based out of the UK and here in the US. And we're going to be re-releasing the song and within the UK as globally as well as globally. And Don't Waste the Night. And then we're gonna do a remix, which is coming out in a couple weeks, I believe. So then in January, I'm doing another release. That if I come back, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Wow. The video is really good. Very creative. And the fact that you did it yourself
Thank
is an amazing thing.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So the album Pop Star. Where can people get it?
So it's not out just yet. We're working on a release date right now, but we will be releasing singles up until then. So I think it's probably going to be around next year.
Okay. Okay. And what are you planning to do shows outside the US?
Yes, our goal is to plan a tour in Europe first, and then gradually come back to the US. So we're planning. I believe they're planning for like March of next year or the summer of next year. Hmm.
Okay. Well, Chris, I mean, it was definitely great talking to you. I guess, before we leave, I think I always ask my sort of guests that if you were going on a long distance journey and you had to listen to an album, your favorite album, what would it be?
Mm, a long journey.
Yeah, so a full album. Yeah, maybe if you had to.
That's a hard question for me. Oh man, I don't even know. When people ask me who my favorite artist is too, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have so many that I like. But I mean, I listen to a lot of like worship music, and then I also listen to this girl named Alex Isley. She's really
Oh,
great. She's like really smooth kind of listening.
mm,
I really like her. She's one of the Isley brothers' daughters. And then yeah, I don't know, like probably Prince or Michael. I don't know,
which are the albums
something
though?
like that. I really love the History album and then the Bad album.
Mm,
Hmm.
wow. History. Okay. Apart from "You're Not
Yeah,
Alone" and "They
yeah.
Don't Care About Us."
There's a song that I really love called "Stranger in Moscow." It's one of my. It's actually not a very popular Michael Jackson song, but that's literally one of my favorite, favorite, favorite Michael Jackson songs.
Yeah, I'm a massive Michael fan,
Hmm.
and it is amazing how that album was so underrated. Um, Maybe because some of us, I'm a big Teddy Riley fan, so I was disappointed that he didn't feature on that. But actually, when you listen to the songs over and then, and you realize, wow, Earth Song, "They Don't Care About Us," "Stranger in
Yeah.
Moscow." Um,
Yeah, all those songs are like literally like my favorite, like Earth Song. Ah, great. I know I literally can listen to Stranger in Moscow over and and I can cry. Like I'll cry it over and over. And I'm like, it's one of those songs that you just listen to and listen to and listen to.
yeah.
Yeah, he has those really good songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, "Childhood" was another good one there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's yeah, definitely. And finally, film. What's your favorite film?
Coming to America and Coming to America and Beaches. Those are my two favorite, those two opposite side of the world, but
Beaches. I don't think I know that. Was that
with
the
Bette Midler.
Leonardo? Who?
No, with Bette Midler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to go check it out. It's I don't know, it's a chick flick, but it's a really me and my family, me, my sister, and my mom used to watch that movie all the time together. So it reminds me of my mom and my sister.
Okay, okay. No, okay. I've never. Okay, I'll look into that. Well, I mean, I'll look
Yeah.
out. I'll look out for your journey over here when you re-release it. Because as I said, I actually like the acoustic version. I like the one with the video as well. So I'm interested to see what type of remake you're going to probably be doing. Maybe are you looking to get a feature, a different rapper on it, or a duet, or what kind of remake?
I don't know. Right now we're in the midst of like figuring those things out. So who knows? We'll see what we come up with in a couple weeks. Mm.
Would you have to shoot another video?
No, there's not going to be a new. I love that one too much. I'm like, no. So, but I think we have enough videos for that, right? Acoustic one, and but we may do a live one. I don't know, another live version.
Yeah, it's been great hearing from you. Make sure people check out you're very active on YouTube, on Instagram as well, and being able to search your music as well. So, and hopefully when you do have dates traveling to Europe, it'll be great to have you back just through the cities and stuff, and also talk about what else is coming out and new as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to come out there to see you guys. Hopefully, I can see you in person.
Yes, yes, in cold, wet London. Yes.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Wow. Well, thanks, Crystal. It's been great seeing you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Take care,
welcome.
everyone.
All right.
Bye bye.
Hi guys, I want to thank I definitely want to thank Crystal for coming on board. She definitely amazing voice, amazing artist. And what I loved about what she said was the fact that this was her passion and dream to be a singer. And it's very rare to get artists who don't want to get signed and focus on the money, but really focus on the art. And so that has definitely been a really powerful interview and stuff. So check out her if you search Crystal Starr, and the fact that she's been doing these videos herself. That's an awesome one. Um, don't waste the night. Feature Mr. Robotic is a new single out right now. Um, Sorry about that. There was a delay. So I was hearing the feedback from my voice, but I apologize for that. But anyway, I will talk to you guys next time for another live interview